Good morning, everyone. Once again,
Switch me on.
on behalf of Angels for Animals, I'd like to welcome all of you to what I think is going to be a really exciting morning. First, a huge thank you to Avatara Resort and Spa and Pukar Animal Seva Helpline for supporting today's event, without which we would not have had the AC. Before we start, I just want to check something. How many of you are frustrated that whatever you try, your dog just won't listen to you? How many of you are first-time pet parents and feeling overwhelmed? So well, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. At Angels for Animals, we spend our lives surrounded by dogs, rescuing them, treating them, rehabilitating them, and finding homes for them. And if there's one thing we've learned, it's that most dog problems aren't dog problems, they are communication problems. And that's exactly why we are here today. Because imagine if your dog would sit in that chair right now and tell you exactly what they're thinking. Life would become a lot easier. Well, Chris Walton has spent more than 20 years getting as close to that as anyone I've ever known. Chris has worked with rescue organizations across the UK, Africa, India, helping dogs and their families overcome behavioral challenges and building stronger bonds. Over the years, Chris has become part of our AFA family, and we are incredibly grateful that he continues to return to Goa and to AFA. And we want everyone to have that opportunity to learn from him directly, because we believe every dog deserves better understanding, happier lives, and deeper connections with their humans. So today isn't about tricks, it isn't about obedience, it's not about getting your dog to sit down for a biscuit. It's about understanding why your dogs do what they do. By the end of today, I hope you will leave with a fewer questions, a lot more understanding, and an even better relationship with the dog waiting for you at home. We'll have a Q&A session at the end, so if any questions come to your mind during the workshop, please jot them down and save them for later. And now let's all get ready to welcome on stage Chris Walton! Woo! Big round of applause, guys!
Thank you, everyone. Can you all hear me okay? Great. Okay, so I'm going to cover lots of different things today. My hope is that you will be able to take away at least a few points which you remember, and are then able to try and implement that with your dog or dogs which you have at home. So I'll quickly talk about how I got into dog psychology. So when I was 3 years old, me and my brother, we both got badly mauled by a German Shepherd. So after that, we seen a dog, we would stand, we would freeze like this, we would cry, we would scream. So no matter what my parents tried, basically we would always do this. Their solution was to go and buy a German Shepherd and bring it home. So I'm not recommending that technique, but after 3 days, we eventually came down into the living room. We gradually got to know the dog. Fast forward 10 years, 13, 14, I felt like I could kind of just pick up on little subtleties of the dogs that I was at home or that I seen on the street. So I decided to start and volunteer at shelters, basically just walking the dogs, getting to know them, trying to pick up on little subtleties. Fast forward 20 years and here I am chatting to you guys. So we'll start with the presentation. So understanding your dog puppy. Like Shadra said, this isn't about training. This isn't sit, stay, paw, go between my legs, that type of thing. That all has its place, 100%. You should do that. It will help you build up the bond with your dog. What I focus on more is dog psychology or dog training. So for me, there is a difference between the two. The dog training, just as discussed, is that sit, stay, paw. the dog psychology is slightly different. So, dog psychology is what nature has already programmed into every dog. It includes instincts like the tail between the legs for fear, growling for warnings, and submission postures. Dog training is something that we as humans created. Dogs before humans were, well, humans were always around, but dogs before we started having them as pets didn't teach each other to sit, stay, and wait. As I said, still very important, but what you need to build up on first is this type of thing. Understanding the little subtleties that your dog is telling you. So, how do dogs see the world? So, dogs should see the world first through their nose. So, a dog's nose is 1,000 times more sensitive than a human. So, their instinct should always be the nose goes first. You will see the nose working. After that comes the eyes. So, they've smelled, they now see the object or the person. And lastly comes the hearing. So, given in mind that we now know a dog's nose is 1,000 times more sensitive than a human's, all the people who, when they're approaching a dog, do this, right? The dog knew you arrived when you were in the car park. It doesn't need that extra 10 centimeters, right? So, the best way you want to approach a dog, any dog, is literally just let it smell you, just stand there. Let it use its nose first. Don't overwhelm it by running towards it, because then it's triggering its eyes. What is this person doing? And then lastly, the ears. That's when you approach, hi, good boy, etc. Next, dogs are typically in one of 4 states. So, the first state, and this is the state they should not be in. We're going bad to better. So the first state which a dog can be in is fight. The majority of pets are not in this stage, but ultimately you might encounter dogs that want to fight each other, including your own pets. So, what I'm going to show here, I'm sure some of you will have seen Toto. He was the pit bull who was abandoned at airfair. The only way they could capture him was to net him. Once they did net him, fast forward a day or two, no one could go in the cage with him. He badly mauled one of the staff's hand, puncture wounds everywhere. So I got the call, jumped on a flight, and what you're going to see here is my first interaction with Toto. This is literally my first, 2 seconds earlier I walked in. I'm going to let you watch the video, and then I'm going to talk about it. Okay, question to the audience. Anyone want to tell me what they seen there, what they thought? Anyone got any ideas how they'd deal with that? If so, Shadow will come and bring you the mic, but did anyone see anything other than fight?
So basically, we're just trying to make it comfortable.
Yeah.
So that he will smell you, and because at one time he stopped barking and he was wagging the tail, so that stays like his aggression level has gone a little bit down. So maybe after some time, like you won't touch him, but maybe you open the cage and just see he
Okay.
reacts.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, so very good. One thing I will say, the tail starting to wag, that is not a sign he's calming down. So pet parents will associate a wagging tail with a happy dog. That is 100% right in 99% of the cases. In a case like this, the wagging tail is I'm ready to go, I'm ready to fight. But you are really spot on with the nose. So what I'm doing, Toto has typically just scared people away with his teeth. And when they've went in, he's bit them. I want to replay the video again, and I'll stop it halfway through. But I want you to watch about 20 seconds in, how we go from wah, wah, wah to... As soon as I seen that, I'm like, yes, I'm not getting bit today, hopefully. So we'll play that video again, and just watch for the nose. There you go. See that? Pause the video. So the second I see that, remember the previous slide, I said nose, eyes, ears. I now know Toto has gone from this sight, this eyes, this aggression, this teeth. It's not working with this guy. What do I do now? Well, I'll start and become a dog. Who is this guy? What is he giving me? So often with fight, you sometimes need to let them go through it. You also need to gain the respect, because Toto would bite. But that leads us on to the second stage, flight. So when a dog feels like it can no longer fight, for whatever reason, the calm person in front of them, they haven't been intimidated by that, they will often think, I'm not cut out for this, let me go. I can't deal with this situation, my teeth haven't worked, I don't know what to do, I've never been in this situation. So a dog will then go into flight. What you're going to see in the next clip is Toto go to the end of his kennel and he'll sit behind a tree. Now, this is flight because if that wall wasn't there, he would have gone, don't want anything to do with this. So I'll watch the video. So what I want you to see, how he's going behind the tree now. So all I'd done, once all of the teeth didn't work, I opened the cage, he went into flight. As soon as he went into flight, I didn't immediately walk further forward. What I did was I closed the cage. All I'm saying to him is, if you don't like me at your cage door, once you walk away, I'll step back. Now, ultimately my aim is to get in the cage, which you'll see in the coming slides. But by doing that, he's like, okay, this guy kind of understands me. I'm in a flight, I don't like him at the cage. Oh, he's closed the cage door. So he's starting to relax, which then takes us on to the next stage once they've got over that flight, which is avoidance. Okay, I'm not going to flight anymore. I'm not as scared, but I'm going to avoid you. Still don't know how to deal with this situation. Don't really want to look at you too much. So what you're going to see in this clip, if we can press play. So here I am at the cage door. I'm now getting him away, avoiding. So all I'm doing here is walking towards him, nice and calmly. Still a very, very dangerous dog. Watch, gets up, because I've got closer to him, looks at me, walks away from me. So this is all within the space of 10 or 15 minutes. What I've allowed the dog to do is be a dog. Go from using his eyes, knowing that when the nose comes in, he's very likely then going to go into the flight situation. Once he's gone into the flight, take the step back, close the door. It's like, okay, I can actually calm down even a bit more. I will go into the avoidance. And then the next stage, which is where we want every dog in the world to be, is the submission relaxation. This is where dogs naturally are. This is where they should be. Any dog that is in fight, flight, or avoidance something's gone wrong in its past, the situation it's currently in. This is your ultimate goal. And what I want to show in the next slide is circa 30 minutes from me being at Toto's cage, getting the teeth. This is what you see 30 minutes later. We'll play the video. Thank you. So notice how relaxed I am. There's no tension on the lead. This dog's bitten people in the past. I don't worry about that. I've got to be calm and watch what Toto does. So he's quite relaxed. So this dog had never had someone approach in the way that I approached him. And what you see is 30 minutes later, it's like, okay, this guy understands dog. If he understands dog, I don't need to be in fight, flight, and avoidance. I can be submissive. I can be relaxed. I can follow this pack leader, this calm energy. So, all sounds great. 30 minutes, everything's woolly. Everyone can now walk Toto, everyone can touch him. Doesn't happen like that. So, rehabilitation is a process. It's never just a straight line from bad to perfect. You go bad, better, better, bad day. So it takes time, it takes repetition. This next video you're going to see is about 5 minutes after the submission video you just seen. So what happens? We'll play the video, I'll let the sound go on this one. So nice and relaxed. She's getting a little high energy now, wants to get away, wants to fight, goes back into that fight stage. So this is what I mean by regression, and we'll play the video again in a second. But nice calm dog, smelling, gate opens, for whatever reason, that triggers something in his brain. I want to flight, I want to get back in my kennel. Me, I'm saying you can't get to go in that flight stage, so I give some tension, and I pull him back. Okay, then he's like, okay, I'm going back into fight. So it's not a straight line of, I've had fight, flight, avoidance, submission. I did get that. Then he jumped back into the flight mode. Then he went into the aggression. But I want you to watch the video again and notice how calm I am. If I start panicking, screaming, trying to run away, my mind is saying when I see this behavior, okay, you need to go through this fight because I'll then know you'll get to the other stages. Exactly the same as when I was sat here ignoring it. This time there's no cage door. What I'm doing is just lifting the lead up, one, to protect myself because it makes it harder for him to bite me. But by him jumping up like this as well, it's also tiring him out. It's making his brain come down. So we'll just play the video again, please. So again, calm, smelling, sees the gate, starts getting a little excited, this step back. I want to go, I'm saying you can't, boom. So look at my energy. I'm not freaking out, calm, relaxed. He gets very close to me in a second. So if we watch this next clip, could have changed my life. But again, see how quickly he then calms down, right? So that's one thing to remember when you're dealing any of your own dogs at home, training, dog psychology, it's never a straight line. If you get frustrated, why did my dog behave like this? Yesterday he was perfect. You will have the wrong energy and your dog won't respond to that. Dogs have to misbehave for us to show them what they're doing wrong. So Next, I want to talk a little bit about some of the hints dogs will give you regarding their body language. And what you're going to see is a German Shepherd video. The quality is not the best. It was about 20 years ago, but it's a real interesting video. So I'll let you watch it and then we'll talk through what I've seen.
John Gordon makes a request that changes everything. The reporter wants to get up close and personal with Pedro. Then Pedro makes a move that shocks everyone. The young dog attacks with his mouth wide open. Officer Best watches in disbelief.
Scary, right? So, what you've got there is two people, including the owner, who don't understand what the dog's telling them. The commentator, you'll hear him say, he makes a move that shocks everyone, and he bites. When I first watched this video, this didn't shock me. The dog has given you so many warnings. So I want to kind of recreate, and forgive my bad acting, but what the dog's doing, then watch the video, and then you will see it. So the dog's here. First of all, his owner has his hand here, which is a bit restricted, right? The dog's no longer free. Now, I've got this guy patting my head. Okay, what am I doing as that dog? I'm looking up at him through the tops of my eyes. My ears are back. Everyone thinks ears back, so cute, friendly, let me stroke the head. But look at everything else, his body language, he's arching away, ears are back, eyes are looking up. But watch these subtleties, what he does with his mouth. I'm nervous, I'm not liking this. Watch what triggers the bite. The reporter, the guy in the shirt, goes from this, dog's like this, and he goes towards the dog to hook it. So from the dog point of view, I'm telling you I'm nervous, my owner's holding me, I can't get away, I'm not liking this, now you're coming towards me. So watch what triggers the actual bite, because the dog was giving the warnings, and both its owner and the reporter. So look out for those little subtleties, the licking, look at the whites of the eyes, look at the slight arch body language, look at what triggers the actual bite. Can you play it again, please?
John Gordon makes a request that changes everything.
The little licking, the lowering the head, ears back, eye contact, I'm not happy, licking. Okay, you're coming into me now.
The young dog attacks with his mouth wide open. Officer Best watches in disbelief.
So, we'll talk more about body language and things like that throughout the slides, but this is just a clip that I want to show how often people are completely not understanding what their dogs are giving them. Okay? So, why do you need to be a consistent leader to your dog? And notice the word consistent. So, the reason you need to be a leader is dogs, basically descendants from wolves. Wolves always have that calm, confident, assertive pack leader. And it's no different in a pack of dogs. But you need to be that calm, confident leader. Because if you're not, your dog will be. And he'll be like, okay, I need to protect you, I need to deal with any other dogs that comes around, things like that. This, some of you might have seen this went viral, I think it was last year. It was taken in Eastern Europe, I think it was Romania, a pack of free-flowing dogs, and there's a dog fight going on. And what I want you to focus on initially is this dog. This dog has 4 or 5 other dogs growling at it, charging at it. So you might think, oh, the poor dog, look at all the dogs attacking him. What's actually happening is he's the aggressor. The other 6 dogs are coming in, say, we don't agree with this behaviour. Then watch what happens when the pack leader arrives. Look how calm, confident he is. So we'll play it, and then we'll play it again, and we'll talk through more what we see. So you see that calm confidence, right? And we will play the video again in a moment. But you've got this pack leader, knows there's something going on, calmly, not running over, not angry, not aggressive, calmly coming to see what's going on, looking, who's the problem dog, that dog's the problem. Posture, other dog immediately rolls on its side. Remember Toto? Rolled on his side, complete submission relaxation. That dog is, shit, I'm really sorry, shouldn't have done that. Then he gives a little, I'm so nervous. And then when we play again, watch what happens when he's on top of him. He does this, so he's overpowering him. This behavior is not okay. The dog gives a little snap up. Just watch the paw. Relax. So in a lot of videos you will see with me, relax, this arm. You will see how King Charles does exactly the same. I'm over the dog, it's give me submission, but it gives a little nip. I don't bite him back, just relax. So if we can play that again. So, look at the black dog. Relax. Yep. And you will see when he approached, you have a big black dog, twice the size of the white dog, who suddenly goes, whoa. You have a German Shepherd who stands up and goes, woo, 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 pack leader's coming. And you have all of the other dogs who disperse into the kennels. So that's that calm, confident leader. He doesn't take it personally. He doesn't smack the dog. He doesn't get angry, screaming. Everything he did was body language, confidence. Once the dog did submit and was still give a little snap, he didn't get angry. What you doing? I'm in charge. He allowed the dog relax. Sometimes we have to let our dog's brain come down from these different states. Far too many people, when they're dealing with dog psychology and complex cases, don't give their dog a chance to come down from that fight, flight, avoidance, submission. They see a Toto, he's barking, I'm going to try and go in, I'm going to try and overpower him. You've got to let them come down to those situations, the submission, and re-trigger the nose as well. So yeah, real good video that demonstrates why you need to be calm, confident. It's not about your voice, it's not about screaming, it's just how do you present yourself, a calm pack leader. Dogs will instinctively follow that. So why is being calm so important? As we've just discussed, dogs won't follow unstable energy. Any frustration, anything like that, they just don't. You might get more frustrated, more angry. The best thing you can do is get calmer. Often when I'm in a cage with Toto, or any aggressive dog I'm working with, so I know I've been briefed, this dog has mauled people, Toto, powerful dog, could really damage me really badly. I'm in the cage of him, he's gone into flight, he stands up, he comes towards me, and this actually happened, it wasn't in the video, because we've edited clips for the time. But at one point he comes up and he smells me. Now, I know that's really good because he's using his nose, but I also know he could instantly just decide to make my day really bad. So in those situations, what I will do, I'll take a deep breath. I feel myself getting a little tense. I don't throw the arms out because it'll trigger that. But what I'm doing is, I'm relaxing myself. I'm self-aware that I am no longer being that calm leader who a dog is going to follow. So constantly be asking yourself, if your dog is not giving you the behavior you want, are you not being calm? Are you being too angry, frustrated? Are you not allowing your dog to come down from flight or avoidance to get to that calm, submissive state? So, how to be a pack leader, create structure. So important. If there's one thing you guys remember from today, it should be the calm, confident, but how important structure is. So why is structure important? A dog who doesn't know what's coming is anxious all the time. What's happening? Are we going for a walk today? Yesterday we didn't. Today I didn't get fed at the usual time. Anything. Today kids come round and they were jumping all over me. Last time it was different kids who were calm. So structure is key. So my dogs, I've got two. One of them's a big kind of powerful German Shepherd. They know as soon as I get up in the morning that they're going to go for a walk. Then they're going to get fed. Then I'm going to calmly leave the house and they're expected to sleep. I come home, they know they're immediately going for a walk. They're going to get fed, we'll have a bit of playtime, they go to sleep. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Calm, pack leader, created the structure, dog super happy. How do we create structure? 3 main areas: exercise, discipline, and affection. Far too many parents, pet parents, get a dog who may be not suitable for them, or they get a dog not understanding the needs of that dog. If you've got a little Maltese, it's not going to need walking for an hour a day. If you have a German Shepherd, Pit Bull, Rottweiler, even Labradors, Golden Retriever type dogs, they need to burn that energy. If a dog is so pent up, like an inmate in prison, inmates in prison get 1 hour exercise a day because people understand people who don't get to exert physical energy can become frustrated, psychotic, angry. It's no different with a dog. So exercise, discipline, and affection. And we will talk about these more now. So most people burn energy via the walk. I'm sure most people here walk their dogs. But often too many people go on a walk without any structure. So remember I talked about structure. It's, okay, we're going for a walk, we're going for a walk, we're going for a walk. And then the dog's leading them like this, right? So the dog's walking you, you're not walking it. Okay? And then they're throwing treats at the dog, everything. They should be 3 phases of a walk. First, we allow the dog to burn the energy. That could be it's running on a field, it's chasing a ball, it's got a long line leash, 100 feet, so if you're worried it won't come back, it can still sprint, burn some energy, might be jumping up on walls. Whatever it is to burn your dog's energy, you have to do this. Now, we've all seen the clips on Instagram, YouTube, dog trainers, nicely walking their 2 big, powerful cane corsos beside them, and you think, God, why are my dogs not like that? What you don't see is for 2 hours before they shoot that 30-second clip, they're like this, right? Their dogs are going crazy, they're letting them burn their energy. Then they do the instinct, which we'll talk about. Then they do the following. If you want to learn how to deal with your dog, subscribe to my channel for £10 a month, right? It's not reality. You have to let your dog burn that energy. My German Shepherd, when he first goes on his walk, we have structure. He waits at the door. But then, he's a little high energy as we're walking to the field. He might not be beside me. He might be a bit in front, the odd pull. I accept that because of his breed, big, powerful German Shepherd. I have to let him burn that energy. So, what comes after energy? Instinct. Okay, we've now got a dog. He's kind of happy. He's burnt all of his energy. He's not frustrated anymore, right? Next comes instinct. So, I'm assuming most people have got a dog here. How many times have you seen your dog stop and pee on a car tire, a wall, and you think, why don't you just pee once? Like, why keep repeating it? That is instinct. Dogs will typically be smelling where other dogs have urinated, and they will want to put their scent over the top of it. You often only get instinct once you've burned that energy. After the instinct, that comes the follower stage, right? That comes the clips you see on Instagram of everyone walking their dogs calmly. This is free, by the way. I'm not asking you to subscribe, $9.99 a month or anything after this. So, what you're going to see in the follower state is the dogs should walk calmly beside you at that point. They're no longer instinctively going to smell, and if they do, we're not at that stage. I've met your needs, you have smelled, you peed a lot. I want you to follow me now as your calm pack leader. But also, because we've done the structure, we do this every time on the walk. So, what I want to show now is the dog Rocket. Rocket's coming on stage shortly after this. This is a high energy Doberman. So, we took him out for a walk. Due to the heat, I couldn't burn as much of his energy as I want. But ultimately, you will still see how we get the 3 stages of the walk. At the end, he's not super following, always calm and relaxed, but notice the difference to the beginning of the walk. If it wasn't as hot, he would have burnt all his energy, but here's the 3 phases. Leads on, we'll get the excitement. Again, we're just waiting for him to calm down. So there's that stage 1, right? There's what you don't see on Instagram. We're running, we're letting him burn his energy. Boy. Good boy. If he realizes the exercise part's over, we're at the second stage of the walk, which is letting him be a dog, let him smell, let him pee. So that's what we're going to try to do now. This is it. This is what we want. This is perfect. He's now doing what a dog should do after they've burnt their energy off. See this? The sniffing. Yeah. So we've still got a bit of energy, right? He's still able to pull. That's good. So we'll start and head back then. And what we'll do now, we'll see whether the pulling is reduced a bit. It's not going to be perfect because this takes repetition. But what we want is it to be less than what it was. See the difference? Boy. So Rocket is actually up for adoption with Airfare. I've been working for him the past week. He's gone from this very high energy dog who wouldn't stop jumping. My first interaction with him, me opening the cage, him jumping, he wouldn't stay. Took me 25 minutes of trying to get him to stay. Wait, I'm opening the door, but you can't come through. But now, you walk in his cage door, he sits down, gives you eye contact. You tell me when I'm coming out, even though the door's open. Because I've created that structure, that walk, the 3 phases. Already in those 4 days, like, okay, this is how I need to behave because I know what is coming. So, the other way we have exercise, discipline, and affection is we set rules, boundaries. So, this might be what your dog can and can't do in your house, right? Yes, I'm saying be a calm pack leader, create rules. I'm not saying your dog can't be on the sofa. If you want your dog on the sofa, that's completely fine. But he only goes on the sofa when you invite him up. You might not want your dog in the kitchen at all. If you don't want your dog in the kitchen, don't feel sorry for him. Oh, but like, look at his eyes, he's looking at me, he wants to come in, okay, come on in, right? We don't need to negotiate with the dog. They're getting their exercise, their discipline, their affection, they're getting their 3 phases of the walk. We can set rules. It's the same for children, right? We set rules of what they can and can't do. But so many people see the cute little eyes and think, oh, but look at him, right? So we've got to switch that mentality to not feeling sorry that we create rules and boundaries. What you're going to see now, this is my dog. This is his feeding time ritual, and it comes back to the structure. Now, the video does have narration. I am talking, so you know what I'm doing. But what I want you to think in the back of the mind is when I do this, there are no words other than the last word, which is go. So usually this is done in complete silence. So if we can play the video, thanks. Okay, so what I'm demoing here is how feeding time should look like. So it should always be relatively calm. A little excitement is okay, but it needs to be calm really. You don't want to create any excitement at this point. And then what you will also see when I pick the food up, he'll start and walk towards his bowl, and then what he should do is automatically sit and wait for eye contact. So we do that. So I'm not using any words. What I'm going to do is put the bowl down, and then what he should do is he won't touch it, and he should just give me eye contact. So now he's just waiting for the go. And that go word is the release word. So you see how I got the eye contact, He can't just get the food because it's at his level. Okay, so like I said, keep in mind that is usually done without any words. I've created that by my posture, occasionally when he is high energy at the food, letting him come down from the excitement of, okay, I know I need to be calm. Okay, so this is where the fun starts with the live demos, right? This might end up going horribly wrong, I might end up going well, but what I'm going to try to do is demo that feeding ritual. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to let his brain calm down a bit. This is new, there's people around. There we go. Hey, wait. Come. Relax. Hey, relax. Relax. Lock it. Wait. Okay, now what I'm going to do is trigger his nose. Yep, you open one up for me. That's fine, thank you. So you see this raised paw? This is unsure. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold the ball out to the side, and he should focus on it. What you should then see is he focuses his eyes on me, because he's like looking at the food, doesn't get what I want. See? Eye contact. So, now what I want to do, I want to put it on the floor, but I don't want him to take it yet. Now, he'll very likely try, so I'm going to let him know, no. Wait. Hey. See the calm energy, right? I'm not getting frustrated. Then I can present the food because he was calm. Anyone here got any issues with food aggression? When your dog's over this bowl, yeah? And if you try go. So what we'll do, I'll show you how to deal with that if we can get another pack of the food. Just let him finish. Cool. So, anyone who experiences food aggression, it's actually more common in puppies. Okay. One of the reasons that happens is the ball goes on the floor, the dog's over the ball, it's looking around who's coming, and then wham, grabs the arms. And often when people do that, they're scared. A great tip for anyone who's got that is rather than you go in and you're removing the food, what you can do is this approach. Wait. So I'm waiting for the eye contact. There's the little eye contact. Go. I hold it here. Now I lift up. Go. So I'm changing the dog's brain, right? A dog who's food aggressive is over his food. He's possessive. He sees an arm coming. It's very easy to go, ah. A dog who's eating like this, and then the owner eats it, see the difference? And then you get this behavior. Come. Sit. Sit. Rock it. Sit. Good boy. Wait. Wait. So calmly just block. Wait. Rock it. Go. So I'm letting him go because he ignored the food. So that's just a way of using food for you guys to become that calm pack leader. And again, if I want to go in and remove it, I'll lift up. Right? I'm not triggering that I want to go, I want to go. So use feeding times as a way for you guys to be able to build that calm pack leader mentality. You are the provider for your dog. You give it the food. It shouldn't just get it for free. It should work for it by understanding that you're its pack leader. Good boy. You haven't made me famous online. You got him?
So just before Robin please ask for adoption. If anyone is interested to come with him, please come.
Okay. So, sorry, that was the demo. So, last stage then, we've done the exercise, we've done the discipline with the 3 stages of the walk. This is the stage which always should come last, which is the affection. Far too many dog parents give affection at completely the wrong time. So they get the affection as a reward for being calm, and they've burnt their energy. They're giving you the eye contact. They're being submissive. At that point, give the affection. Okay, we're going to take a quick 15-minute break. I know. Thank you. One thing I just quickly want to mention, which I missed from the last slide, was the affection part. So I mentioned the timing, that people give affection at the wrong times before the exercise and the discipline. Even if you've had that, people can still give affection at the wrong times. So a lot of cases I work with are nervous cases. The dog's tail between the legs, be it it's scared of people or it doesn't like traffic. Far too many times, the owners at that point think, oh, it's okay, there's nothing wrong, relax, oh, you're so cute, you don't need to be scared. What you're getting at that point from a dog point of view is a dog who's got his tail between the legs, he's like this petrified, and then he doesn't speak English, right? He doesn't understand it's okay, don't be scared of the car. All he sees is this calm energy, and what the dog's interpreting as, you're doing the right thing, you should be scared like this, it's okay to feel like that, you keep feeling like that. So we're giving affection to a state of mind which we don't want. Affection is a reward for the right behaviour, but you're giving it when your dog's so nervous because you feel sorry for him, you're telling him it's okay. So you're reinforcing that behaviour. So we do talk about nervous dogs shortly, but if your dog's nervous, don't be giving affection at that point. Okay, nervous, aggressive dogs. So a lot of cases I work with come from nervousness. Now, you can get dogs which are red zone, pure aggression, want to attack, but often the aggression comes from something else. And in my experience, it often comes from nervousness. So you need to spot the early warning signs of this and the right way to approach dogs who are nervous aggressive, but also how to approach dogs who are suddenly going to fight. What I want you to see is what happens with these two dogs. So I think Sejal is going to bring Sky on stage. Sky is the white dog, and he goes to attack Sol, typically on sight. Now, whether they do that in this situation, we're about to find out. So bring them closer. Okay, so we take them apart for a second. Thank you. Just take him out of sight, out of eyesight. So what you're seeing there is a dog who spots and goes to using his eyes, right? He doesn't like this dog. He's using his eyes. He just wants to attack. They've had very, very bad fights. The owners, when they're correct, this is because he knows me. He's like, okay, I want this energy. So typically, the owners try and correct, and they're doing it wrongly. And also note the tool, right? The harness. So the harness, when a dog's pulling forward like that, it's at the strongest point of the chest. So you get into a tug of war with them. You're feeding that energy. So I use something called a slip lead. These are slightly more advanced. I wouldn't recommend your normal pet parent uses them until you've had someone explain how to use them. But typically you would then use a collar. You would then use a collar and a lead. And what that does is it gives you a bit more access to the head, to the brain. It's a bit easier to knock them off balance and stop that behaviour. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to take Sky on the slip lead. We'll then bring them back out together. And watch how as soon as I see the earliest sign, I'll correct that behaviour. It might be with a bite, where I literally just nip him, like a mother would nip a puppy. And what that does is it makes him say, shh, that's not okay. Fingers crossed. Hello, my boy. I'll just let him say hello. Sky Zoo. Oh, Sky Zoo. Yes. So, you can take his harness off. Yeah, put that through. Sky, come. Okay, bring Sol on, please. Hey. 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 So I'm now letting his brain come down. Hey. Hey. Notice the calmness, there's no tension. When he did go, I bit. So what I do, I redirect the brain. I allow him to come down, and now we get this. Hey. Sky. Wait. Come. Sit. Hey. Sit. Wait. Wait. Sit. Hey. Stay. So you guys see the difference? So You've got a dog who was willing to go on attack. You've now got the nose, and you've got the calmer energy from him. The reason for that is because as soon as I see him paying attention to Sol, I say no. So watch, I'm going to approach really close again, and we'll trigger something other than this relaxed behaviour. And watch how as soon as I see him pay attention to Sol, I will correct. But one thing I want you to also see is Sol. See how when the two dogs went at it, Sol went back at him. Notice how even when Sky, with me on the lead, went at him, Sol didn't retaliate it. Because Sol knows I'm going to deal with that situation because he knows I'm his pack leader. Right? He's worked with me. He's like, yeah, you deal with that, that's your issue. Right? I'll be calm, you go and deal with that. So I'm deliberately going to trigger the behavior again now so that you guys get to see at the time I correct. Avoidance, see that? So, no, it's okay. So, see, typically he's gone the fight, flight, now he's trying to avoid. Yeah, I'll bring him up in a sec. So, again, we're just letting his brain come down now. Hey, come. So, nice and calm, knowing that if something does happen, then I'll just deal with it calmly. Guys, sit. Wait. You guys see the difference? All because of the approach, the correcting the brain, the redirection, the calm energy. So, any questions on this? If you want to give Sol to someone else, or? So again, he just looked. I just need relaxation. So has anyone got any questions? Yeah.
Hi, I don't know if this is related to this aggressive aspects, but when we're taking our dogs out, and there's a lot of stray dogs,
Yeah.
And they're going to be aggressive towards our dogs, and we're still, let's say, not quite settled into the area. What's the best way to reflect some of that in that interaction so that?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll answer that at the end if you ask it again. Sorry, what I meant was questions around what they've just seen here. We'll save all the questions for the end. I will come back to that, I promise. Anyone? Yep, someone over there. We've got a mic.
Just wanted to know the correlation with the sound that you make.
Yeah, sure. No, it's a really great question. So, when you're being a pack leader, sometimes you will need to bite. If a dog is at a level 8 or 9 of fight or anything like that, right, then you can't just be, hey, relax, stop, why are you doing this, stop, stop. He's at a level 8, I've got to be at a level 9. So you see my direction was a nip just here, and it snaps the brain out of it. But notice how when I snap the brain out of it, he turns and lunges at me. All that is called is redirection. I'm going to kill him, someone bites me, what was that? Oh, it's you, okay, I need to relax. Okay, the sound, when you start to get more control over your dog, you can do it with the sound, because when I see Sky looking at a level 2 or level 3 as he approaches, see that? So I get to use the sound because he was at level 2. He paid a bit of attention to Sol. The sound. It's the same intent. I want to snap your brain out of that. Any more questions on this section? Okay.
So are they both right now in avoidance?
So
in what state are they both right now?
So Sol is complete in relaxation, paying no attention. The reason he's relaxed is because he trusts me. What we still have here is a dog who's avoiding this, right? Yes, I brought him close, but he's still avoiding. You're getting the little licking. Like that German Shepherd, the one who bit, it was wanting to avoid the guy, I'm not happy, I'm not happy. What Sky is doing here is the licking, I want to avoid Sol. So he's still in the avoidance state. He's close to submission in that you have seen him lay down. Yep, sure, question? Just a mic behind you.
I found Saul very calm.
Yeah.
And Sky was the aggressor.
Yeah.
In case he was also barking and being aggressive, do you think you would have been able to control Sky with a nip?
Yeah, 100.
He's very relaxed.
He was, but did you see the first time when Sijan Chadra, how we went at him?
That's right.
Yeah, so in that situation, you focus on the one who's the cause, right? I don't need to correct that. What he is saying is, I don't trust the person who's holding my lead, which was Sijal Shadra. Sky's saying, I'm going to kill you. So Saul's like, I don't trust you, I need to go. If I'm on my own in that situation, I focus on who's the problem. If I stop Sol, she's going to keep, there's the relaxation. Then if I stop Sol, you're still not dealing with the problem. So whenever you're dealing with, say, dog fights or dog aggression issues or things like that, who's the problem? So I was at a case yesterday where there was two dogs who don't get along and that had lots of fights, etc. When I went to assess, I seen one dog who was super, super nervous, and I seen another dog who was bouncy and high energy. The super, super nervous dog was giving warnings, and then it would go at the other dog. So, did I correct that behaviour? No. The reason I didn't so much focus on the nervous dog is what was happening. The high energy, bouncy dog, when he was approaching the nervous dog was giving him signs, stay away. The high energy bouncing dog wasn't taking those signs. So this dog felt, yeah, I've got to protect myself. But what I did, by correcting the high energy dog, that's not okay, this dog, similar to Sol, says, okay, I don't need to attack because you're going to deal with that. And what I'm also doing is reaffirming to the high energy dog, when you see those teeth from this dog, you need to back off. That's what I'm doing. Thank you. Any more questions? Yeah, sorry, one from Wes.
So in this situation, they trust you as the leader here.
Yeah.
But say in a family of 4, can all 4 be similar leaders or it's only one person? Because multiple people want to take the dog out.
Yeah.
For example, Sid in the situation, who came out.
Yeah, so every human in your home needs to be the pack leader. Because if you're not there and you leave the dog with an adult who's not the pack leader, they will revert to any type of that behaviour. So you can also help, especially if you've got young children, you can help let your dogs know that they're the pack leader by association of you. So if I've got a young child and the dog's coming over and nipping the heels of the young child, no. I can literally be saying to that dog, go away, this is part of my pack. You respect my space, you respect the baby, the child, or the adult. So everyone in the home needs to have that calm, assertive energy. If 3 out of 4 have it, as long as one of those 3 are in the pack, you won't get the misbehaviour. But as soon as a dog feels that it needs to be the pack leader, because human or humans behind it are not, that's when your problems arise. Any more questions?
Yes, just I was wondering, when you go with your dog, like you got her on a leash and comes an aggressive dog.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you make a difference between to stop that aggressive dog? How do you communicate to your dog not to attack that dog?
Yeah.
Because that dog is excited. Your dog is excited. It wants to jump.
Yeah.
How do you make that difference?
Yeah, sure. So when I've got a dog like this, and I'm the pack leader, and this is something I believe happens in, well, let's go opposite. In Goa, a lot of packs will run and charge people who are walking with the dogs. So there's 2 things. One, your dog could react because they're not feeling you're the pack leader, or the other dog's aggression and intent is so severe that even if you're the pack leader, it thinks, well, I need to defend us, right? Because they will follow a pack leader. As you've seen on the King Charles video, with the 6 dogs attacking the 1 dog, King Charles comes in. The reason those 6 dogs were all focusing on that 1 dog is they disagreed with their behaviour. So what I do, when I'm out walking any dog, especially in India, and I see a pack of dogs approaching, as soon as I see them approaching, I'm going to take charge. Hey, relax. And I stand, wait, I'll deal with this. I'm not saying that, but hey, the dogs will very likely disperse. Probably 95% of the dogs in Goa, the street dogs that I've encountered, you will see they approach like this, right? Woo, 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 woo. That very high-pitched woo, 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 woo is I'm so nervous, but I'm protecting my pack, my area. It's very easy for a human to take over that. Ooh. It's very easy for the human to take over that by being calm. But don't make the mistake of doing this, right? Pack attacks. Hey, relax, let's go. Because we've not given that pack time to bring its energy down, right? So you'll see when I first did the demo, it was, hey, wait, hey, woo, 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 gradually disperse, gradually giving that space. That lets your dog know you got this. Yeah, I'll follow you. Thank you. Any more questions? Yeah, one more question.
Follow up on that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, by all means.
So, like often the dogs may not just be relating. They may kind of corner
Sorry, we'll just wait for the mic. I'm struggling to hear.
when dealing with street dogs. So the approach you say where you put yourself in front and you kind of deflect it makes a lot of sense. But very often they kind of, you're on the beach or something and they're kind of cornering
They
dogs
serve.
from like multiple sides.
Yeah.
And maybe even trying to nip at your dog or something like that. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think through, okay, like this was step 1 was
Yeah.
avoidance, and that's great. But sometimes
There's many dogs, right? How do you deal with many
it feels
dogs?
like it's likely to go past that.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what step 2 is.
So one thing I'm doing, especially if they're actually getting close and close and trying to nip, I'm analysing the 7, 8 dogs that are charging at me, that are surrounding me. Now, typically the ones who are going behind are going to be following. What I'm looking at is who is the one dog in that pack who's the pack leader? Who is the one the other dogs are following? Now, it might not be they're literally behind it, but who's the dog who's got the real intent? Right? Who's the one who's showing the teeth, who's the more aggressive, who's going? The other 7 or 8 are just following their pack leader. So I'm always analysing when I'm being charged by a pack, hey, I'll focus on that one. Because as soon as I get that one to back down, the rest of that dog's pack will back off as well.
I'll just speak a little
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And do you recommend for or against maybe holding a little
The stick, awesome. Yeah, I've seen that in India quite a bit. So if that empowers you, that's completely fine. If that gives you more confidence, you're not going and beating the dogs, right? I've seen it in India. Many people just go, shh, shh. That's exactly the same as this, hey. But when people have that stick, they feel a bit more empowered. It helps them be calmer and relaxed. So if having that gives you that, that calmness, that energy, that I'm in control, 100% nothing wrong with that. Especially in rescue cases, people adopt dogs. The dog will be petrified of people, tail between its legs. My dog doesn't like guests coming in the house. He runs, he hides, things like that. So how do we build confidence in nervous dogs? How do we stop reinforcing this behavior? And perhaps most importantly, the power of no touch, no talk, no eye contact. So I want to start at the last point because I think that's actually most important. Far too many people, when they approach a nervous dog, are taking the approach, oh, it's okay, or come, oh, don't worry, or he's a treat, something like that. The best thing you can do when you're around a nervous dog is completely ignore it. No touch, no talk, no eye contact. Because what you get is this dog who's completely nervous, who's using his eyes, remember we go back to the nose? It's like, okay, I'm not getting eye contact, he's ignoring me, I'll start and use my nose. So Dealing with nervous dogs, the first approach should be no touch, no talk, no eye contact. As a pet parent, how do you stop reinforcing that negative behaviour? And that goes back to what I said about giving affection at the wrong time. We have to let a nervous dog go through that nervousness. If someone new is coming in the house or you're out walking a dog and it's scared of cars, what I would do in that situation is bring my dog out to the road. I'd leave him with myself at the road and he'd be nervous, he'd be shaking, he'd be doing this. I'm relaxed. I'm not feeling sorry for him. If I feel sorry for him, he's never going to go through that behaviour and come out the other side. And you might think, well, what happens if he doesn't? I can guarantee he will. The reason being, someone tried doing this for more than 10 minutes, right? Mentally, physically, you can't do it. So then what happens, once mentally and physically you're drained, starting to relax. Might still be a bit scared, but I'm not in that complete avoidance, that flight state. I might now just be avoiding it. I'm a bit more relaxed. So your dog has to go through these stages to experience the good side of what happens when you're not in that stage. Far too often people reinforce that negative behavior, feeling sorry for their dog. Let the dog go through it. Don't feel sorry that he's shaking, he's drooling, because 10, 15, 20 minutes, it might be 2 minutes, they will come out of that state, they will be more relaxed. Then next time, they might only be in that state for 5 minutes instead of the 10, because the brain starts and realizes, oh, actually, that was okay. We had this last time, nothing bad happened. So I believe we've got a few nervous dogs. Now, I've never met these nervous dogs. I don't know how nervous they are, so I'm basically going to see what I see, and yeah, we'll talk through what I see. So just bring him on stage, please. Okay, so what am I seeing here? I'm seeing a dog who's clearly a little nervous, but not too bad because he's using his nose as well, right? The tail is not so far turned between the legs. So right now he's a little unsure, right? So yep, just try and take him up on stage. Good. So we're getting the nose, which is good. We're just going to let him continue to be the dog and use the nose. So again, I'm not rushing. We'll see what happens as I start to approach. So as I get closer, what I want to do when I'm approaching a nervous dog is the no touch, no talk, the eye contact, but also present my back. So if you've ever seen two dogs playing and one of the dogs is more high energy, the other dog will present its back and wiggle itself. It's saying that's how dogs smell each other. You'll probably notice most dogs, when they reach each other, they go to the rear end. That's how dogs say hello. So I'm simulating that behavior by going backwards slowly. So no touch, no talk, no eye contact. What I'm waiting for is to get the little smell. Can't see if it's happening, I'm assuming it is. So avoidance, that's okay. So just bring him closer, please. So I'm presenting the slip lead to him, letting him know that I'm not going to put it on yet. I just want him to know about it. Little licking, really good. It's just a sign that the brain's starting to calm down. So a little unsure, that's okay. We're now getting the smell in, which is good. Thank you. You can stay. So. So, letting him be a dog. Come. Little unsure. Looking for reassurance from the owner. Going to do a touch now because fairly relaxed. No real issues with the touch, so nothing too bad. Come. So what I want to see is, can I get this dog to now follow me? Hey. Come. Up, 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 up. So see the difference in the no hesitation on the stage now. Can you just come this way so we can try to do the steps? Thank you. So we're going to do the steps again and see whether now he's a bit more relaxed because of the approach. He's starting to trust me a little. I want to see if we get a bit more improvement going up the steps. Come. Round. Come. Hey. Come. This way. There we go. Good boy. So, not a really nervous case or anything like that. Just a little unsure on a scale of 1 to 10, 3 or 4. You know, quite actually confident. Now we're starting to get the panting, which is good. The dog's coming out of that state. So this is the same approach I take with all dogs. Now some dogs, when you're working with nervous dogs, you might not get the fight. They are so petrified, you've probably seen they just run away from you, run away, you approach in the kennel, they run to the other end of the kennel. So how do you deal with that? And what I'm waiting for to come here is the submission, okay? How do you deal with a dog who's willing to flight constantly? What you do is you stop the flight. How do you stop flight? When I'm approaching dog backwards, I'm keeping an eye on it. If I see him go to flight, I'll immediately turn. I'm snapping his brain out of what he wants to do, which is flight. So he's gone from, someone's approaching me, someone's approaches me, he's getting too close, I'm going to run, well, the person's put his arm out, I best stop. I've snapped his brain and said, I've stopped moving, you should stop moving too. So I'm allowing his brain to come down. Think back to Toto in the corner. Then what you eventually get is the avoidance. Okay, I'm not going to flight anymore, but now I'm just going to avoid. At that point, you're going closer and closer. And this could be a home, a dog who's in the corner. Once you get super close, you might see the head go down like this. The mouth is closed, little unsure. Don't touch at that point. Just sit there, relax. Might take 10, 15 minutes. What you're looking for is a sign that that dog starts to go out of that complete avoidance. Now it might be, this is really good, you might see the mouth open up. And again, the reason the mouth will open up will be a combination of 2 reasons. One, it can't be in that state anymore because it's physically exhausted, but 2, because it's also starting to trust you. Then when you start seeing the relaxation, that's when you go to stroke. And as soon as you touch, what you will see, very likely, is the mouth suddenly closes and tense again. Then move your hand away. Dog relaxes. We touch. Mouth might close again. I stop. A few minutes later, I touch. Keeps panting. Progress. I'll stroke a bit more. Then I'll stop. I'll let him know I touched you. You kept on panting. You didn't freeze up. So you get the reward if I don't touch you. So submissive cases, take your time basically. No touch, no talk, no eye contact. Let the dog's brain go through what it's going through so it comes out the other side. Do we have one more case?
No, should be the one with Sky, Soul and Her, and see how they
Yeah.
answer.
Sure. So what we're going to do is is this dog normally scared of other dogs?
Yeah.
Not really. Okay, we'll do an introduction. We'll see how these two dogs react. Okay. So, anyone want to tell me what they're seeing here? Just take him back a couple of feet. And actually, bring him up on stage so people can actually see. Take him round. So everyone observe, and then we'll ask what you guys see versus what I see. Okay, just take him back a sec. Okay, we've got the mic somewhere. Does anyone want to have a guess at what they're seeing, how they would approach this situation? Mike doesn't seem to be on.
So wagging of the tails and the teeth both show like they're going to jump.
Yeah.
So, and I saw him or her, I don't know, looking at you a couple of times.
Yeah.
To see what.
Spot on. Yeah. So you got. Yeah. Great. Perfect. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So really good. What I've seen is the eye contact and looking for that reassurance. Are you going to deal with this or not? No, I didn't because I wanted you to see. So he's like, okay, I'll deal with it because you're not going to. What I'm seeing is a dog who's not feeling confident, a dog who's quite confident and actually wants to meet. We're seeing the frustration. I want to approach, but I'm too high energy, and this dog's you're too high energy. So can you just come and hold this dog? Can we take the slip lead and the lead back on him? And what we're going to do, because I believe Sol's the problem in this situation, I'm going to take Sol and see how Sol reacts. Come. So what you're getting now is the flight. Now I want to avoid this situation because what I usually do, which is go and attack, isn't happening. So come. Hey. See the difference?
Wow.
So, because as soon as he showed any interest in that dog, I give a correction. That's not okay. We now get this. We now have a calmer dog here because he's seeing the calmer state here. So, come. See this? See this? So this is like, whoa, okay, I'm not used to that. Normally I'd be able to go. Now just leave me alone, please. I've been good, leave me alone. So can I take? Thank you. Come. Hey. Hey. So I'm not rushing anything, right? I'm not saying you have to be best friends. I'm saying you have to be around each other and not escalate. What we've got now is wanting to go and present the rear. How dogs smell. They smell the other dog. Sol's a little unsure. So I'm going to let this dog come behind. Hey. The licking, the unsureness, the calming down. So again, all I would do here, depending on time, is I'd stay here. Yeah, I'm not rushing anything. I'm not be like, oh my God, you've got to go and be best of friends. Compared to what we got 5 minutes ago, to now this, right? And the lead is not something that's preventing it, as you can see now, right? There's no sudden charging. The lead is just a tool initially to get you out of that behavior. Real big yawn, getting rid of that pent-up energy, the relaxation of the panting now. So this is all because of how I approached it, but also that one key bite, right? I've only bit him once, but I bit him at the right time. As soon as he started showing level 3 or 4, I'm ready to go, snap the brain out of it. Okay, you want me to relax, and now we get this. And now we get this. Thank you very much. We'll take some back. We can chat more after as well about any specific problems you've got. Okay, I've just gone to the... Have we got the slide mover pretty?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so to summarize, exercise is not a bonus, it is the foundation. You have to burn your dog's energy. You can't deal with dog psychology, dog behavioral problems on a dog who is so high energy, they're frustrated. That's, like I said, why we even allow inmates who are locked up, we still give them that 1 hour's exercise. You are the message your dog receives daily. That structure, that correction I give, it's everything. Your dog is looking at you daily for that structure, that guidance, that calmness. Rehabilitation is not a straight line. Remember the total regression video? The 2 dogs were just perfect then. Come back now, they might go at each other. I'd correct again. I'm not taking it personally. Your dog has to misbehave so you can teach it what is right and wrong. Affection at the wrong time is the biggest mistake you're making after the exercise. So, giving an affection to a dog who's in that wrong state, an aggressive state, a dog who's not had its exercise, has not had its instinctual, the smelling, save the affection till after the exercise, the discipline, after the structure. You know, your dog will love you 1,000,000 times more than a dog who sees you as a pack leader versus someone who he doesn't see as a pack leader but gets 2 hours cuddles a day. If you were to sit the 2 people side by side to the dog, this person, loads of affection, gives it all the food, all the treats, but not a pack leader, versus this person, calm, creates the structure, gives the odd affection, the odd love, the dog will 100% go to that person. Dogs instinctively want to follow humans. Rules are not cruelty, they are clarity. So I mentioned boundaries and rules. There's no excitement of feeding time. You give me the eye contact. You're not allowed to growl and act like that. By doing these things and creating these rules, your dog learns what it's allowed to do and what it is not allowed to do. So doing that to Sol will then realise next time, I can't do that to any other dogs either. And again, regression might go really well, we have a bad day, but I'm constantly staying calm when I'm doing that. Exercise is not a bonus, it is the foundation. So walk your dog before you expect anything from them. A dog carrying unspent energy will find its own outlet. First thing I do in most cases is I ask people, have you exercised your dog today before I work with them? If not, I say, please go and exercise before you arrive. So it's a leadership. Walk in front, set the pace when the dog's a follower, own the direction, structure, everything. You are the message your dog receives daily. If you're anxious, your dog's going to be anxious. If you're frustrated, you get your confused dog. The moment you calm down, take a breath, relax, realize you're being calm, your dog will start and follow you. And again, you'll see I mentioned rehabilitation is not a straight line. It goes like this. Keep that in mind. Don't become frustrated when your dog behaves differently to how it behaved the day before. Be calm, be assertive, accept you've misbehaved, correction, doesn't matter, you got it right the previous 10 times. I don't take it personally. You're not disrespecting me, you can't deal with that situation. I will teach you how to be calm again, even though you got it the 10 times before. Affection at the wrong moment is the biggest mistake you're making. So again, just reiterating, I'm nervous, there's fireworks going off, there's another dog approaching. It's okay, baby, you're doing the right thing. Okay, thanks, I'll keep doing it. Yeah? You don't give the affection at the wrong time. You have to give affection when the dog is at that stage 4. Fight, flight, avoidance, submission, relaxation. When the dog's submissive, relaxed as well because it's had its walk, it's burnt its energy, that's when you give the affection, right? Like I mentioned with my dogs, their structure is they go straight down for a walk on the morning. I come downstairs, dogs are happy to see me, I ignore them, I don't feel bad, let's go, we're being calm, we're going to burn your energy. I don't feel, oh, but they've been asleep for 9 hours, they've been so good. That's how they should be, right? They'll get the affection after they've had the walk, their structure. Far, far too often, we feel the need to give affection to our dogs, and we give it at the wrong times. I'm not saying never give affection, 100%. There's nothing cute to them with my German Shepherd. I allow him on the sofa, he flops all over me, I give him a stroke. I do that, but I do everything else 10 times more. And that's why he loves me more than someone who just gives him affection. Okay, so thank you very much. What we'll do now is we'll open the floor to any questions about anything, whether I've mentioned it here or not, or if there's any general questions.
Right, my question is that my dog is very scared of thunder and lightning. And in the night, it comes in the bed, sits on our head and shivers. I'm not condoning it, but I can't push him down either. So what is the right thing to do?
Yeah, so fireworks is an extreme case because the bang, obviously this.
Thunder, which will
Okay,
happen
sorry,
now in the next
thunder.
1.5
Yeah, sorry,
hours.
so thunder. So I've heard thunder in Africa and India, it's intense, right? It's loud, it comes suddenly with no warning. One thing I like to do when I'm dealing with a dog who's like that is I will keep the dog beside me on a slip lead or just a lead and a collar. What happens far too often is the dog hears the thunder, he goes into the flight mode. Next time, thunder goes into the flight mode. So if you know you're going to be experiencing thunder, now I know it's a bit easier, you don't know exactly when it's coming, but keep the dog beside you. And then when your dog goes into that flight mode, because it's heard the thunder, hey. So again, I'm not feeling sorry for the dog, it was scared, but what I'm doing is saying, I'm not scared, I'm telling you that behavior is not what we want, I want you to relax. It's an unknown for the dog. They don't know what this loud banging sound is. They're scared, they're freaking out. But if I'm calm, hey, I'm stopping the flight because I've got the lead. Relax myself. They slowly learn to associate, okay, that noise is nothing to worry about because my pack leader is no longer scared. Again, it's not always easy. You will have regression. It will take time. We're looking for progress, not perfection. So keep that in mind for anything you're doing with rehabilitation. Progress, not perfection. If you can improve 1% a day, 3.5 months from now, that's 100% improvement, right? Keep that in the back of your mind always. I appreciate I've worked with a lot of you guys on private cases. Sometimes it's like magic, right? It's so easy. You think, wow. And then I leave and your dog's not exactly how it was when I was there. But that just comes with experience. So understand that you guys are learning how to be the pack leader as well. If you do something and you find it's not getting the improvements, ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Because the dog would get it if I'm in the right state, if I'm giving the corrections at the right time, if I'm giving the calmness at the right time. So keep in mind yourself, you guys are learning this as well, and your dog is your feedback. Is what I'm doing right? Same way you're the feedback for your dog. If your dog is misbehaving and you think I'm doing everything right, I'm doing what Chris said, I bit him, he's still going. Well, you might have bit him too late. Or he might be at a level 7, going on to aggressive attack, and you're going, hey, 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 and the dog's like, that's annoying, right? You have to be a level above your dog when it comes to corrections, and when it comes to the calm, anxious dog, you can't be calm, when it comes to the anxious dog, you can't be anxious yourself, you have to be calm. You might think you're being calm, but you're like, oh, but look at him, I'm trying to be calm, I'm ignoring him, oh my God, right? You're giving off the energy. It doesn't matter what you're saying. I'm relaxed. Yes, you're going through that. It's terrible, you're drooling, you're shaking, but I know you're going to come out of it the other side. That's why I'm able to relax myself, because I know what's coming for you. Okay, thank you.
So I have a comment and a question.
Sure.
First of all, thank you very much for an amazing.
Thank you.
I have to say, as a doctor, this was more of a masterclass on human behavior
100%.
just on dog, and I think we can use a lot of your teaching to, how to deal with aggressive humans and children as well. Thank you for that.
If they don't work, that's not on me, on the children.
Well, it was brilliant, very, very good.
Thank you.
My question is about, again, we were talking about the guide dogs for the blind.
Yep.
That's the area that I've been working in. And one of the qualities that we are looking for is what is called intelligent disobedience.
Okay.
So this is like if a blind person is being led by the dog and there's a ditch.
Yeah.
Now the dog knows that this is dangerous, even if the person is saying go, go.
Yeah.
So they will avoid the ditch. Is this quality?
It's okay, you can speak, I'll repeat it for the audience.
Is this quality innate in like Labradors and Golden Retrievers, or
Yeah.
can this be taught? It's more of a nature versus nurture question.
Yeah, good question. So the gentleman was speaking to me earlier about they're potentially looking to try and use indie dogs to be guide dogs for the blind in India. So he was asking me my thoughts on that. I've never worked with guide dogs for the blind, great charity. What I know about them is they take one of the most docile breeds, which is a Labrador. Labradors are quite happy, experience the world, ignoring dogs, things like that. But they're also trained to be a guide dog from 8, 10 weeks old. So going back to could indies do that, nature versus nurture, there was a psychologist who said if you give me any baby before the age of 3, I could turn it into whatever you want, a psychologist, a doctor, an engineer. The same is not necessarily true with dogs. And the reason being is, again, different breeds. Right? We have one breed as a human, but dogs, you have the more high energy breeds, your German Shepherd, your Rottweiler. You have the more small breeds who are maybe not as intelligent, poodles run around like crazy. The Labradors are a great tool for that because their mentality is just naturally, they're calm, relaxed. Golden Retrievers to an extent, but typically they're often go fetch ducks as well when people have shot ducks. So to go back to your question, nature versus nurture, I don't believe any dog could be trained to be a guide dog. You're looking for that right type of energy or the breed. The older the dog gets, I believe the harder it becomes. The other thing we talked about was you're looking for therapy dogs, which is a great question. The charity I volunteer at in UK, we used to have psychologists come to us, and the psychologist would use what we call a therapy dog. This therapy dog was actually a disabled dog. It only had 3 legs. Her whole energy was calm. So the child psychologist would come to the centre, take this dog, who was an adult, 7, 8-year-old, very calm, get the child in its psychology session. The dog would lay on the child would just be relaxed. The dog's laying there just completely loving it. It helped the child open up. So I do believe you can do training to an extent for these specific cases, 100%, but you have to take into account the breed, right? No one's ever seen a pit bull guide dog. There's a reason for that, right? So yeah, hopefully that helps. We can chat more after this as well. Any more questions? Yeah, sure. Oh, make sure it comes.
Hi, what's your take on neutering your pets and how that would affect their character and their behavior?
Yep, sure. I am all for neutering, 100%, especially for males. So most dogs, pets, are typically not going to breed. They're not going to be bred. Why are you keeping that pent-up frustration, that testosterone in your dog, if it's never going to release it? The other thing, testicular cancer. By removing the testicles, you're ruling out potentially having an issue with that. So there are many scientific papers, some for neutering, some against. Some say that if you've got an aggressive dog and you neuter it, it could become more aggressive. You can see that initially after the neutering, and I've seen this firsthand, the first few weeks they're even more aggressive, but then they come down. I am yet to work with a case of hundreds of thousands of dogs, not hundreds of thousands, hundreds or thousands of dogs, where neutering was not the right thing to do. Obviously, if you want to breed your dog, hope no one would be here with adoption, things like that, right? But yeah, go for neutering, 100%. I can't recommend it enough. Hi.
So, I noticed with Toto, you don't give eye contact in the beginning.
Yeah.
Is that true for all dogs, even not just the nervous ones, but also the aggressive ones? Like if I see a street dog, like if I identify the pack, a
Yeah.
leader, and there's that sort of, do I avoid that eye contact? Or, yeah.
Yeah, no, great question. So with Toto, my aim was I need to gain his respect, and I knew that he would come down those energies. So I'm not challenging him at that point. I'm saying, I'm ignoring this behavior because you're going to come down. If I'm being charged by a pack, I'm not looking to get this dog on a lead, adopt it, take it home as a pet. My ultimate aim when a pack is charging me is to portray I'm stronger than you. I'm the pack leader. If I went straight in with Toto with that approach, it might have worked. He might have backed down, but he's not going to trust me because I didn't let him go through the fight, flight, the avoidance, submission. But 100%, if you're being charged by a pack, I'm giving eye contact. Hey, step forward as they step back, reinforcing, I am not scared of you. I'm in charge. If he then suddenly lunges, hey, eye contact to the pack leader. I'm ignoring the followers who are going woo, 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 woo. I'm focusing on that one guy. It's a great question. With the street dogs, 100%. You're not going to go sit beside them. You're not going to go up and go, hey, 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 softly. You need to let them know, and you need to let your dog know. And this is literally how I do it, right? This isn't an act. Dogs are coming, hey. I'm relaxed, I'm not angry. I'm letting them know I am not to be messed with. I'm in charge here. Your charging doesn't intimidate me. And they might charge some more, and I'll stand there. Because if he wanted to bite me, he would have done it the second he seen me. If you've ever seen a real aggressive dog, doesn't matter what you do in that first instance, it's gonna go at you. The street dogs in Goa and most of India, there are exceptions obviously, the majority of them are just territorial. You're coming into my pack space as a human, you shouldn't be. Often mopeds, you will see that dogs chase mopeds, right? The reason that happens is the moped comes into the roads where this pack of dogs is, and they stop, and then they go again, and the dogs immediately go at it. The dogs have learned that if we keep chasing that moped, we get what we want. We get it out of our pack. I'm not saying get off your moped and do the whole hey, but that's the mentality of the dog. I chase the moped, eventually it's out of my pack. If you have a dog and you do want to walk through, who's the one I need to focus on? Who's the one who's charging me? Hey, charging. You're not going to bite me, you would have done it by now. Letting the brain come down a little bit to then go into that flight, and then I'm claiming the space a bit more, and then I'm free to walk. One thing with street dogs to keep in mind is often you might think, great, they've all dispersed, right? They're all behind me, and I start going. That can be a trigger for them to come behind you and nip your feet. Keep going. So just be aware, and then if you need it, and then off you go. So yeah, with the street dogs, the eye contact for sure. You have to gain that immediate respect from them. Thank you. Any more questions? Yeah.
Hi, I got two questions.
Sure.
First one is how to stop a dog from swallowing mango seed.
Okay.
And yeah, so there's a dog who does that. And the second one is how do the dog choose the pack leader?
Okay, with regards to the mango seeds, I'm not sure, I assume that, I don't know if they're safe for dogs or not. I would do the same food approach that I did with Rocket on stage. I would literally bring some mango seeds in. What's probably happening is your dog's out on the walk, I guess mango seeds are side of the road, on a field, whatever, and it's a treat for them. They're running for it. I would bring the mango seeds in, you've got to leave them. You've got to leave them. When the dog sits and submits, I take them away. He doesn't get a reward. The other thing I would potentially look at is, are you meeting the nutritional needs of your dogs? If you have a dog who is fixated, some dogs eat other dogs' poop, etc. If you have a dog, one, it could just be the taste, so we need to control that. It could be that the nutritional value, so it might just be worth looking at your food ingredients, because often if they're not getting something from their whole complete food, it could be that. And your second question was, how do dogs choose the pack leader? They don't line up and have a vote, right? What happens? It happens instinctively. There's someone who's in charge, King Charles, the white dog who walked in, the dogs just know, they sense that energy. Occasionally you will get a dog similar to lions, coming up through the pack, wants to challenge to be a pack leader, they might go at it. Dogs just follow that calm, assertive energy. They just instinctively know who's the pack leader. Any more questions?
Go for it. Well, ask us.
Yeah, sure.
We just adopted two pups. They're about 4 months old. They're very playful, very energetic, and everything. But for some reason, they don't like to go out of the house. Every time we go out, they go running back. And it's not even to the streets, it's just in the gated community itself.
Yeah.
And that obviously makes it hard on proper toilet training and stuff as well.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, is that normal behavior for a 12-week-old? And is there something we should do very proactively to correct that so that they do feel more comfortable going out?
Sure, and what do you do in that situation when it wants to go back?
Well, at the moment, we let them. So there's kind of two things. One is they don't even want to leave the house.
Yeah.
Right? Occasionally they do, but very often they don't. So we somehow need to convince them a lot to get them out.
Yeah.
And once they're out, sometimes they'll engage and stay out.
Yeah.
But that's less than the times that they want to finish pooping and head back.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
We'd like to do, especially because they're pups, is we want to get them out more so that we can toilet treatment and they feel comfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's not been as easy as we would have
Yeah.
hoped.
Sure. Let me ask you a question. Why are you negotiating with your puppies?
Well, I don't know how to get them out.
Yeah. So when you say you don't know how to get them out, you're getting attention and things like that. They're scared, things like that.
So they walk to the entrance and then they just like, no, you don't run.
Yep. And are they on a lead or?
Wait, not inside the house.
Okay. But when you want to take them out, you're going to put them on a lead and take them out.
Yeah, we tried both.
Okay? Put them in that situation they don't want to be in. Even if it means picking them up, taking them outside of the house, slip lead, it's got to stay there. Petrified, petrified, petrified. Be petrified. Nothing bad's going to happen. Let the brain go through that. What's happening is you're thinking, they want to go back, they're scared, I'll take them back. It all goes back to they have to come out of the other side to realize that nothing bad happened. You asked, is it natural? It's not. Dogs are instinctively, they want to go out, they want to smell their surroundings. What's happening is their nervous behavior is getting them what they want, which is they don't go out. Put them in that situation they don't want to be in because it's safe, nothing's bad's going to happen. Wait for them to shut down from this to then start and relax. Then you'll trigger the nose, right? They're working on the eyes. This is scary. There's cars going past. There's other people going past. Put them in that situation. You can't train them that nothing bad's going to happen outside by them being inside. They have to go through that process of I'm scared, but look at my owner, he's calm. Eventually, they will start to relax. You trigger the nose. And often it's like magic. You know, as soon as they're out of their state and they're like, the nose goes, it's like, wow, they're off. Instinct takes over. They're no longer scared.
Yeah, so that's what we see. Sometimes they're running around.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're like, nope, we're just not coming.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, as you said, maybe it's going to be,
It's not a straight line, yeah? You'll get those times where they don't want to. And in those times where they're acting like that, they've got to do it anyway. Yeah. Have we got time for more?
We can take
Yeah, sure.
two last two questions.
So, I've got a pup and he's on the pad very comfortable.
Yeah.
And how do you take him out and get him?
He pees on the pad in the house.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, more of a training than psychology, but typically what you would do, you would gradually move the pee pad closer to the door. You would then keep an eye on it. Dogs give a sign, they might circle before they go into pee. At that point, immediately take them out. When they do that, give them that real reward. If they make a mistake and pee in the house, you need to get rid of the smell. There's something called enzyme cleaners. You need to use an enzyme cleaner. You might think you've cleaned it with water, with soap. That urine smell is still there, and that will trigger your dog to go back to that same area. So look for something called dog urine cleaner, which has enzymes in it. That's the one you want. And yep, there was one last question. Yeah, we can ask afterwards. You can come and see me afterwards.
You can talk to him afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but we're running out of time. Thank you so much, everyone. And we hope that you leave with a better understanding of your dog. A huge thank you to Chris for sharing his knowledge and experience, and to our partners, Kunal Animal Seva Helpline and Avatara Resort and Spa. They have actually made this happen today. We have a very special offer from them today. They're offering a 20% discount at their restaurant if anyone wants to grab yummy lunch. And if any of you are looking to do events like this at this venue, they are very receptive and very happy to help. And we hope that you have enjoyed yourselves. Stay connected. Chris will be coming back. We're aiming for somewhere in Jan. And this time we'll do it open air so people can all bring their dogs. So stay in touch and thank you so much. And please, if our team members ask you all for testimonials, please be generous and share. Thank you.
Thank you.
Say, Chris! Walton! What more?